Hello, YouTube community. It's your boy GZTV back with another album review, and this is an album I've been wanting to hear for months and months on end for now, ever since I really got into Earl Sweatshirt around the Some Rap Songs era. I've been messing with him a little bit since Doris. I heard Earl for the first time like last year sometime, and I fell in love with the guy. I love his lyricism. I love his prime Eminem-esque flow, his style. I love it about him. You guys know I'm an Eminem fan, so I love Earl Sweatshirt. If you like Eminem, you kind of have to love Earl Sweatshirt, to be honest with you. Even though Eminem dissed Earl, they do have like those same tendencies and styles. And but yeah, we're here today with I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. And by the way, I'm not going to do a New Music Friday listening thing tonight. I'm probably just going to listen to Lil Durk's album tomorrow and Benny the Butcher's album on Saturday. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do Sunday, but let's just get into the explanation of the album. I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside is the second studio album by Earl Sweatshirt, released on March 23rd, 2015 through Tan Cressida and distributed by Columbia Records. He still works with Tan Cressida to this day, I believe. On March 17th, 2015, a pre-order for the album was made available in the iTunes store with no announcement from Earl. This turned out to be an error by Sony Music Entertainment. That same day, the album's lead single, Grief, was released alongside a music video. A vinyl edition was released on December 11, 2015 with an alternate cover art. First song is Huey. The beat is very reminiscent to the one from his song Sunday off his album Doris. According to an interview with NPR's Mic Check, this was the second song Earl wrote for the album. Moving on to Mantra. Earl delivers a chilling hook and pair of verses over dark production to touch on experiences with fame and past relationships with ex-girlfriend Mallory Llewellyn. You'll hear that name a lot, I think. Mantra is a word in Hinduism and Buddhism that is repeated to aid concentration. The title refers to the last line from the previous track, Huey, and I gotta jot it quick because I can't focus so well. Next song is Faucet. Earl performed Faucet for the first time at the Observatory in Santa Ana with Vince Staples on December 23rd, 2014. This is one of few songs from I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside to have its title confirmed by Earl directly when performed live. In an interview with NPR, Earl talked about how this track touches on the topic of how he felt uncomfortable at home when he was 16. That was shortly before his mother sent him to Samoa. Next song is Grief, probably the most popular song on this record. Earl shared the official video for Grief on the same day his album was announced. According to Earl, his record label Sony messed up the release. Earl provided further details on what the song was about on Twitter. If you guys want to go check that out, I'm not going to go find the tweet. Next song is called Off Top. Off Top is the fifth track from Earl Sweatshirt's second studio album, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. Left Brain is the only other producer besides Random Black Dude, who you guys know is Earl's producer name, to work on the album. The Oh Man vocal sample used throughout the track is taken from Ann Pebble's Trouble, Heartaches, and Sadness, the same sample used on Shadowboxing. On November 11, 2015, an animated music video was released. Next song is Grown Ups, track 6 off of Earl Sweatshirt's album I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, featuring Dash, who is most known for being a member of the hip-hop collective ASAP Mob and the nephew of Dame Dash. The instrumental on this song bears similarity to Pop Snot by Victor Vaughn, one of MF Doom's musical personas, and as you guys know, Earl Sweatshirt takes a lot of stuff from MF Doom, which there's nothing wrong with that. MF Doom is a legend. Next song is AM Radio. One of the first songs I listened to. This is a song I listened to before I listened to the album, and I loved it. AM Radio features rapper Wiki from NYC group Rat King. Radio is an instrumental starting at approximately 2 minutes 27 seconds. The beat is from a slowed down sample of G Herbo's Knucklehead, which is fire, which featured Earl. The song was produced by Earl himself under his alter ego Random Black Dude. When you have an Earl Sweatshirt feature, just know you're a good artist. People hate on G Herbo all the time, but he has an Earl Sweatshirt feature. Like, come on. Next song is Inside. In this song, Earl is talking about how he missed out on Odd Future blowing up, so he wasn't ready. He doesn't feel at home because he's usually touring. He talks about how fame makes it easier to get drugs and how that may be a sad thing. This was probably written when the rest of OF had embarked on tour, leaving Earl behind. Next song is DNA. These last two songs are really good. Earl and Knockhill Smith, otherwise known as the Hog Slaughter Boys, link up once again to meditate about fame, money, and deaths of loved ones. Knockhill got to the studio and figured out that one of his friends died in the hospital, which was really sad backstory to the song. And Wool is the last song, probably my favorite song on here. There's not a lot to say about it, but it's just really good. Vince Staples came through with a killer verse, but let's see what Apple Music has to say. because I think it's interesting to see what they say. Kind of give you guys an overview even further, and then I'll give you guys some thoughts. Rapper Earl Sweatshirt's third album is a dark, fascinating trip to the bottom of the self. Lyrically, Earl is a singular talent capable of dense, expressive lines that flip back and forth between humor and pain, despair and resolve. You know, he raps about stuff like this on Faucet, overbeats as hazy and fragmented as the words themselves. I really like this album, you know. I mean, it's definitely not his worst album. I mean, and that's really good to say because Earl Sweatshirt has such a consistent catalog that I mean, even if it's the worst album in his discography, it's not bad. I mean, I would say it's better than Feet of Clay. I mean, you guys would give me hate for that. I think it's better than Sick. I mean, in terms of his Apple releases, it's definitely top three. I think. I mean, I don't know. Doris and some rap songs. It's still kind of hard to rank those two. And then you got to take into account Earl. That still counts as his discography, despite being a mixtape. I think it's a very big part of his catalog. I think I don't like shit. I don't go outside would be fourth outside of Doris, some rap songs, and and Earl, his self-titled. I think it'd be fourth outside that. I really liked his Earl stuff, and I feel like he probably doesn't like his Earl stuff just because it's old music, and he sounds young, he sounds immature. You know, he doesn't have as much of a developed lyrical presence. But I still think for being 16, I think that album was great. But this album, man, was awesome. I mean, great instrumentation. It sounded like some stoner music. Now, I'm not a stoner personally. I don't like. I don't. What do you call that? I don't I don't condone it. I don't know. What should I say for that? Whatever. I just don't mess with smoking, but like his music, it's nice and slowed down. It's nice and mellow. The drums hit very heavy on a lot of these tracks. The features, there are plenty of features. There weren't too much. There weren't too less of features. I think he did perfect on that. He barely even gives people features on his albums anymore. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, he's in a different lane compared to even his musical peers. Knockout Smith had a spot. I loved his verse. His voice is weird, but he gave a really emotional verse. Wiki did absolutely amazing. He was one of the best lyricists on this album. And Vince Staples was definitely the best feature. Like, I liked the other features, but Vince Staples takes home the cake here. So if you guys have any other albums for me to review, I would be very happy to. Let me check the Warriors game. As I'm recording this, the Warriors Nuggets game is still going on. And at halftime, it's halftime. So you guys will get that video soon enough. I might actually talk about college basketball as well because there's not a lot to talk about the NBA. We will have to see. That is still indeterminate. A lot of great games in college basketball as well. You guys should definitely be watching these conference games. It's absolutely amazing. Big rivalries going on. Incredible. But more about this album. I mean, he definitely feels alone on this album. It feels dark. He feels very lost. This was the start of, kind of that era, getting back from Samoa, and a couple years later, him and Odd Future kind of split up. He didn't really mess with what they were doing. They were still kind of stuck in this edgy phase, and I don't think Earl Sweatshirt liked that. I think he wanted to take an extra step in his musical career, which was for the best. Albums like this came out. This album is a classic, I think. I mean, again, it's probably his fourth best album out of like 7 or 8 in his discography, so that's still good. I don't think there's a bad Earl Sweatshirt album, but there's some that aren't necessarily good, but still being fourth in his discography is really good. Um, you got some rap songs. Recently, we got, Feet of Clay was critically acclaimed by a lot of his fans. And then, yeah, this era of Earl Sweatshirt is definitely my favorite. It has more of his more iconic albums. Earl is the only album in the past that I like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you guys have any album suggestions, I would be totally happy to review them sometime. I don't think I will tomorrow because there's New Music Friday, but yeah, we will see about that. All right. Go watch GZTV live on Twitch, all lowercases. We have a Prime Football League game going on right now. We're in week 8 of 10, and after 10 weeks is the championship. So yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much the championship. So that'd be interesting. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. I try to review these as best as I can. I didn't have a crap ton to say about this album, and I understand that, but I just threw some stuff in there, some extra commentary. So have a good rest of your day. I'm going to continue